So, NFL Rumors posted this, and this started the controversy. The Bengals are expected to move on from Joe Mixon in the offseason. And I talked about this before, how Joe Mixon, is guaranteed, if he's on the roster as of March 16th of next month, he gets an extra $3 million, right? He gets an extra bonus of $3 million for being on the active roster at that point. And because of that, it's caused a lot of controversy of, well, will the Bengals cut him? Will the Bengals move on from him? You have a lot of great players in free agency. And even in that video, I was very vocal about, I don't think they're going to get rid of him. There's a 0% chance in my mind. The reason why is because they showed last year they love the guy. They love him, love him, love him. And they want him to be, again, if not they want him to be RB1, and then Chase Brown the RB2, and eventually Chase Brown takes over, right? But even then, he's coming off a fantastic season. He really is. So there's no real reason for them to move on from him unless they have another option that they're waiting for or they know they're going to get, right? So all that being said, Joe Mixon responded because NFL Rumors posted this. NFL Rumors is not a small Twitter page. They have 290,000 followers. They do post all the time. They've been active since 2011, and they post a crap ton. I mean, it's almost like every single thing about NFL they post. And listen, I don't know what their track record is or the percentages of what they get right or what they get wrong, but for the most part, it's NFL Rumors, so anything that is said or talked about on Twitter, I feel like they post and talk about. So here's what Joe Mixon said. He said, laughing my ass off, y'all said this last year too. That's clown behavior. And yeah, last year when there was rumors of him being cut, obviously he ends up taking a pay cut, stays with the team, signs an extension with that pay cut, and it was very clear. He came out and said that the team loved him. The team was very vocal about they wanted him to stay. They didn't want to lose him. And really, there's no reason for them wanting to lose him. Again, like I said, I love Chase Brown, but Chase Brown hasn't become an RB1 yet. If Chase Brown would have had a fantastic season this year, went off and had crazy, insane numbers, we would be talking about a different situation. But what we saw from Chase Brown this year was we saw a lot of potential, we saw a lot of skill, and we saw a future that he's probably going to become the RB1, right? Good chance of it. But because he's not there just yet, you need to have a veteran in there as well to, kind of work with him and also take some touches away from him so that he's not overworked, right? So there's a whole 1A, 1B here. And then with Chase Brown's injury last year, this season, that also definitely hinders, how much we can push him, so that's how much work snaps we can give him. So there's a whole bunch of things we have to factor in, right? The whole bunch of things we have to look at more than just, okay, well, cut Joe Mixon, right? So unless they have a better option or another guy that they want to go with, they're not going to cut Joe Mixon. Now, if they did, of course, I said before, they would save $8.5 million. That's because $5.5 million for his contract, $3 million for his his bonus. And they could do that, right? It's always a possibility. But again, unless they have an actual reason to do it, I don't think they're going to do it in any way possible. They have him under contract for another year. Cincinnati loves to just let veteran players kind of just run out their contract, to just play out their contract. Kind of what Tyler Boyd's doing right now, where if they don't want to re-sign him, they're not going to cut the guy. They're just going to let him play out the rest of his contract and move on. So I don't expect them, again, in any way possible here this offseason to cut him. If they did, I would be heavily surprised, but it really would come down to the factor of they would have another option available, right? They would either be like, hey, listen, we drafted this guy and we think he's going to have really great potential. But even then, that's a rookie. You don't know 100% he's going to not be a bust. And then the second thing I will say, if you get a veteran, right, you're probably not going to cut him unless throughout the season, maybe you cut him throughout the season, not cut him in the offseason. You might cut him like sometime during the season if the veteran's playing good. But with the RB position especially, you want to have 2-3 running backs at all time. Now, what we saw last year and the year before that was that we really only utilized 2 running backs. but we'd like to have that 4 running backs on the roster just in case, right? So it's one of those scenarios where it's just like, I don't know what the point would be to cut him right now, other than saving money for the salary cap. But we are the 4th best salary cap team right now going into this offseason, so it's not like we're hurting for money. Obviously, we're going to have some contracts we have to work out, and they're going to be expensive contracts, don't get me wrong. But $8 million isn't going to save us, that much here. So, and again, well, $8 million, 5.5, but then the 3 extension. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but kind of funny that he responded, and he was very vocal last year when people said that he was going to get cut and he didn't want to talk to reporters. He was, just absolutely snubbing a lot of reporters, rightfully so, in all honesty. And a lot of people just got pissed at him for it, but it's like, hey, you said I was going to get cut. I'm not going to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to associate with you because you said I was going to get cut. And it is what it is. The disrespect, as he said. I'll see you guys in the next one, though. Peace out.